I know they out here talking like I ain't the man, like I ain't gon' doing every single thing they said I can, like I ain't been holding off the tape and giving them a chance, like I ain't afraid to switch the floor up like a change of plans. Change the plans of these rappers, readjust your whole summer. You ain't seen the projections, boy, you gon' be outnumbered. Can't afford not to win, losing ain't in the budget, and it's far from an option, that's why we never discuss it. We don't got that writing, that's just something we know. Ain't no lights to the altitude, everything is a go. I ain't noticed your progress, what you don't understand is everybody sounding like a little boy to the man. You should know I'm always on my grind, always on my grind. Keep it 9 to 5, I be on my job all the time. Everything is mine, everything is mine. Understand me, if I said it then I mean it, I ain't lying. Understand me, you ain't get it, you should read between the lines. Understand me, no suggestions, clearly I've been doing fine. Understand me, couldn't see me if I opened up the blinds. Understand me, don't request a feature, I ain't got the time. Understand me, yeah I said it. Yeah, I said it. Don't come to me for help when your career is looking desperate. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it. Should probably give me brain, cause she knows just where I'm headed. Life is funny, ain't it funny, right? Told you don't disturb me when I'm trying to get this money right.
And what will it mean for the wider region? I think one of your children has just walked in. I mean, shifting sands in the region. Do you think relations with the North may change?
I would be surprised if they do. Pardon me. My apologies.
What's this going to mean for the region?
My apologies. South Korea's policy choices on North Korea have been severely limited.
They sounded mad.
Yeah, notice the little girl.
Good morning, everyone.
Hello.
It looks like you have a mask on. Something is reflecting
the sun
here.
is like shining on my face from the mirror.
Hey, you know what? Hey, Susie. Well, let me just do the introduction real quick, and once we're done, will you run out there and pull that blind close? Yeah. We actually have sunshine today, and well, first is first. That intro video was brought to you by Chris Bizzano. You can find him on Instagram at BXZZANO. And always, big shout out to Murky from Murky's Apparel. If you guys are catching us after the show, you can always chime in or make suggestions and send those to apexarttalk@gmail.com. And if you can't watch us and you can only listen, you can always go to SoundCloud and catch us after at ATF Art and Entertainment Talk Radio. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so I have two very special guests. In fact, we've changed the name of our show today. This is Apex Art and Entertainment Kid Radio. This will be the kid edition with my two lovely daughters, Kat and Susie.
Hello.
Hi.
So this is their very first time on the radio, and as I've always done, Susie, will you grab that blind for me?
Yeah.
Because somebody parked a truck outside, and it is catching that sunlight just right and shining it right into our face. And of course, there's a mirror on this side of us, so it's reflecting back and hitting Caitlin. So there we go. We've got that fixed.
Thank you.
So thanks for joining us today. As always, you can go over to the right-hand side of the YouTube channel and scroll down and hit live chat, and you can chat with Caitlin and Susan, and yeah. So welcome.
Hi. It's good to be here.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Exciting, huh?
Yeah.
You like this? Yeah, we get to talk to the whole world. Maybe we'll go viral or something.
Yay.
Yeah.
Love to go viral.
So Caitlin and Susan are my daughters. They live in Oklahoma, and they are, you know what? We didn't tell them a little bit about yourself. I have to find this.
All right. Hello. I'm Caitlin. Most people call me Kat. I am his oldest daughter, and I am like really into art. I've been drawing a lot of art like for who knows how long, since I was very little. And I hope that someday when I get older I can actually start working here as a tattoo artist, which would be really cool.
Yeah. And how long have you been learning how to tattoo?
Several years now. I can't exactly pinpoint, but I know it's like several.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that you've been learning for at least 6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
6 years.
So think about that. Most tattoo apprenticeships, in which we are a tattoo shop, by the way, if this is your first time tuning in, is a 2-year apprenticeship. And so by the time that you're actually legally allowed to get tattoos, you will have a doctrine, which is like I think it's 8 years.
8 years, yeah.
8 years in college, right?
Yeah.
And she'll be able to go anywhere in the world, as well as Susie. Susie's been learning to tattoo as well. And they are, well, you slacked off last year, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a little.
But you still got plenty of time to catch up, you know? Is there anybody you wanted to give a special shout out to today?
Yes,
Our
exactly.
mom and our sister.
Oh,
Our
who
mom
do we
and
have right there?
That is our mom, Amber, and our 4-year-old sister, Braylee. They live all the way back in Oklahoma.
Hey, Braylee.
And we wanted to give the shout out to them because they're really awesome. And Braylee's a turd sometimes, but we still love her all the same.
Well, there we go. So, hey, Braylee. Well, we've got some hard-hitting subjects today, and since I had, my daughters, I always encourage them to be open and honest with me. We're going to talk about some pretty heavy stuff. Then we're going to talk about some funny stuff. Then we're going to talk about some trending stuff. And then we are going to talk about a special form of art. What is the art called?
Chibi. It's
Chibi.
basically a cuter version of normal art.
Anime.
Cuter version.
Manga, maybe?
Yeah.
Manga style?
Manga, anime, yep.
Yep. And so basically it's a Japanese cartoon, right?
Yeah.
So
Pretty
for
much.
people who don't know art,
Yeah. Something a little bit simpler.
Awesome. So what's going to be first up on the agenda today?
Alrighty, so today I decided to talk about gun control, how it's probably not going to help anybody but the criminals.
And why do you say that? What is this in regards to?
This is in regard to the Florida shooting that had happened sometime in February, and
You want me to pull up the article for you?
yes, please.
There we go.
All right. So, a kid who he didn't go to the school anymore, and he basically decided to go into the school, start the fire alarm, and shoot up the school once all the kids started coming out of their classroom.
Yeah.
And if we were to do gun control, people nowadays, they're able to get anything if they find the right person or place to go to.
Which, in turn, what you're saying is if they find the right criminal, because this would be breaking the law, right?
Yes. So really, it would just keep innocent people from being able to protect themselves. It just give more power to the criminals, basically.
Okay. And I know this is probably weighing on you, being that you're in high school now, right?
Yes, I am in high school.
And so how do you feel? Do you feel safe at school now?
For how many school shootings that have been going on, not exactly, no.
What do you think the solution to that is?
Probably to, I'm not exactly on the idea of giving teachers guns, but if we were to put them some sort of through a gun course in case kid walked in with a gun, or put them
What about I know that we say this all the time on my regular show, is if hold on real quick, let's check our live chat and see who's tuning in with us.
Alrighty, let's see who's watching, see what they want to say.
Oh, who's that?
That's our
That's
mom.
our mom.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi. Yay.
We see you.
Yay.
Yeah.
And okay, so kind of back onto the subject.
Alrighty.
There's a lot of unemployed veterans.
Mhm.
And veterans were taught how to shoot a gun.
Yeah. Mhm.
What do you think about maybe employing some of them?
That would actually be a really smart idea because they know what to look for. They know how to work the guns.
Well, they're also not going to run away.
Yes,
and so
exactly.
one of the other things that happened in the Florida shooting was that there were police officers. There was a resource officer. That's a police officer. He is an
Yes.
actual police officer. He's not a security guard.
Yeah.
And his job is to stay at the school and help.
Yeah, I've seen
And
2
he
or 3
stayed
of those.
outside of the school.
Oh.
He heard the shooting and he didn't go in.
Mhm.
And so that was their only form of protection, was this guy,
Yeah.
and he didn't go in.
Mhm.
And so what I'm saying is, by hiring a veteran, with combat experience, the
Yeah.
last thing he's going to do is run away or not go in.
He's gonna immediately go in, find the problem, and
Yeah.
fix it.
Yep. And so maybe that's the solution. I don't know. What do you
Yeah.
think, Susan? Are you scared when you go to school?
Yeah, I think that if like the teachers leave their gun in their desk or something, a kid will get a hold of it and no one would be able to stop them because they have a gun.
So would you say that if teachers started carrying that they would absolutely have to keep it on their person at all times?
Yes.
Yeah. I've watched actually a couple of and if anybody watching right now has something to say, go ahead and go over to the right hand side and scroll down to the bottom, and you can also comment as well. What was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought. I don't think we should spend too much time on one topic, but
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that I had seen a video in which teachers in Colorado already carry guns,
Yeah.
and so they have to pass a mental background check, a federal background check, and then they have to do training. They have to do training twice a year, and it's like specialized training. This is specifically made for teachers to train them how to deal with
Yeah, that's
somebody
smart.
coming in. And I think it's a good start, but there's a hard thing is that a pistol is no match for a rifle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I think there's definitely some hard-hitting topic there, and that it definitely needs to be searched. But I also think that a lot of kids are misinformed when it comes to like the whole truth, and that's part of making proper decisions, right? You gotta have all your facts together. And so, well, look at that. There's Mr. D, and there is Chase, and we also have Miss Amber, your mother,
Yeah.
who decided to
Yeah.
pop in and say hello. And everybody there can see what they're saying. What does Chase say over there, Caitlin?
The short one or the
The
really
long one.
He said that, to be honest, we need vets or retired police security guards at school. Perfect example is the retired SWAT officer that stopped the school shooting this week. That's actually a kind of good idea.
Well, actually, we have that on the agenda as well.
Yeah.
What was the next thing we were going to talk about?
The Austin bombing.
Oh man, we don't have any fun topics to talk about these days, do we? I
Nope.
swear, every time I try and do the show, it's like, man, there is just no good news out there. And
Yeah.
I'm like, can we get a paper and just call it the Happy Newspaper so that we can get some good news going on around here?
Although
So-
they probably only
so
sell like once
there's-
a month.
There was some new breaking news on
Mhm.
the Austin bomber, right,
Mhm.
Susie?
Yeah.
Did you read that article?
Yep, a guy was sending off bombs in packages, but then I guess the officers surrounded his car and he blew himself up.
Quick
Sorry,
shoot
it
of
was just
Legos.
let me see. I'm trying to get this. I can't get the whole article to appear, but I think everybody can kind of get to the point.
Yeah.
That looks like
Right.
my old truck.
Ooh.
That's a little scary.
What's that?
Yeah.
What's that blue thing over there? I kind of can't see what that is.
It's covering a body.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
So you read the article. So
Yep.
so let's tell everybody who doesn't know what happened. So this guy was making bombs, right?
Mhm.
And he was putting them in packages and mailing them to people.
Yes.
Yeah.
And obviously the people would open the package and the package would blow up, right?
Yeah.
I didn't even know about this. So.
And so it's been a long time in American history since somebody did that, but somebody's done that before.
Oh boy.
Yep. I think the Unabomber was one, but yesterday they actually found out who was doing it, and they started to chase him. And when the SWAT team was about to approach the vehicle, he blew himself up.
Yeah,
Basically.
the people at like the mailing place where they mail the boxes thought he was suspicious coming there all the time mailing stuff.
Yeah,
so
and
finally
they said he was
got him.
even wearing latex gloves
Oh,
when he
boy.
dropped off the package.
That's got to be suspicious. That's got to raise some alarms.
Yep.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So we're glad to know that the people in Austin, which I believe your Aunt Nikki, or your second cousin Nikki, lives.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, boy.
she's down there in the Air Force.
Oh.
Yep. So thankfully everybody in Austin is safe again, and I guess the next story's on me. You know, we kind of hit on this a second ago about, you know, having a police officer in the school. Well, there was another school shooting, and it didn't last very long, did it?
Nope.
And that's because they had a really brave man. Let me see if I can pull this up. He's a resource officer
Yep.
in Maryland. Now, there's two things that you really should know, okay? Maryland has the strictest gun laws in all of America.
Mm-hmm.
So this is where the gun control won't help, just like you were just saying a second ago, is that criminals will always be able to get guns. Criminals don't follow the law.
Mm-hmm.
And so this resource officer, his name was Blaine Gaskill, rushed into the school to stop the shooting. And of course we're gonna let the news people tell you. And if you're not familiar, a commercial's gonna play.
Of course the commercial's going to play.
We just saw people running.
Oh.
We didn't really know what was going on.
Hey.
And then the
Look at that.
teacher just like said to hide that we were on lockdown.
A bunch of kids ran down the hallway, and they said close the door. And then like a couple minutes later, we heard a gunshot.
I guess there's no commentary.
Today at
on-
approximately
there we go.
7:55 a.m., Great Mills High School student Austin Wyatt Rollins, age 17, produced a handgun while in hallway F in Great Mills High School and shot a Great Mills High School student, a female who was 16, and a Great Mills High School student, a male who was 14. School resource officer, Deputy First Class Blaine Gaskill, was alerted and immediately responded and engaged the shooter. DFC Blaine Gaskill fired at the shooter, and what is described to me as almost simultaneously the shooter fired.
That actually looks like, yeah, that's footage from the
If you
Florida.
don't think this can't happen at your school, you are sadly mistaken.
We need more than prayers. I want to thank these first responders and law enforcement officers for the job they did, but we need more. We've got to take action.
Frustrating, upsetting. I was totally taken back because I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, I can imagine that's a tough day as a parent when, you know, no, the other set. Sorry. Thank you so much, Susan. And yeah, so we're going to shut that off, and so reality came to terms for these people the other day or yesterday, and you know what? A person with a gun stopped him, and that's what it takes, unfortunately.
A really brave person to go up and stop him.
Yeah. And yeah, so this is kind of depressing, but it kind of needs to be talked because you guys are the kids.
Yeah.
You're the ones in school. And so we want, as adults, because we're the ones that vote, you know, you got to be 18 to vote. And as you guys saw, you guys got a perfect example of how things work, right? We went to a city council meeting.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what did I do?
You fought. Is that
you
what you
talked.
say?
I
Fought?
didn't beat anybody up.
No.
Well,
Don't tell them
talked.
that.
Well,
Verbally.
you try to make them let you have a bigger place.
Yeah.
Mayor.
And so, but what action did I actually perform when I did that?
Speaking.
I spoke, yeah.
You
And I
talked.
had to go up in front of the mayor and the city council members and try and convince them to do something about it. And that's what it takes. Everybody thinks that it's up to the president. That's not the way the government works, right? It starts in your own town, and then your own county, and then your state, and then the government. You know what I mean? And that's
spread.
what it takes is for everybody in the states. What is beeping? I heard a
Sounds
beep.
like something out there. I'm not sure.
Is it the cell phone over there? I think it is. It's not all the way on silent.
Oh, it said it was silent.
Let me see. But that's what it takes is you got to get up and do something, and you start at a local level.
Ah.
So
Is it silent?
yeah, see, it
Oh.
says silent all. So, anyways, on with the depressing stuff. We're gonna get off of that.
Yeah.
Let me pull up your schedule here so we can keep going. What is up next?
Alrighty, let's see. We're doing our entertainment stuff next, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's your show today. I'm just along for the ride.
Alright, we're gonna do entertainment. First, we got a compilation of cats versus cucumbers, which are absolutely hilarious.
Well, let's see what we got here.
I think they believe that they're snakes and not cucumbers.
Oh, that was loud.
It's very loud.
Yes.
Let me see if I can shrink this back down here.
Oh, it's not gonna flip out.
Knocked all of his stuff over.
Why are cats definitely afraid of cucumbers?
Because
they're
they
snakes.
believe that they are snakes and not cucumbers. But then they take a minute to actually see
One
it.
of them actually tries to step on it and thinks it will help. It's just so funny.
Flip it out. Tap dancing.
I might buy a cat just so I could torture it with a cucumber.
I'm gonna try that.
Yeah, we gotta try that on our cat.
I think at one point. It's absolutely hilarious. They think they're snakes.
This has got to be a form of torture.
Probably, most likely. Like, I mean, if I saw a cucumber laying on the ground for a minute, I think it's a snake, and then I realize it's a cucumber and feel stupid.
I just don't get it. That's like being petrified of a stone.
Whoa. There was one that it kept on tapping it, but then it jumped on the wall and kept on just jumping back on the cucumber, and it scared
It's
it.
sleeping.
Wow. I was like, what?
Flip out.
Who was the first? I always wonder with stuff like this is how did they find out that this worked?
Someone probably like dropped a cucumber and it scared the crap out of their cat, and they're
And
like,
then they
"Ooh, I
decided
wonder."
it's so funny.
Then they decided to run some tests and see.
Did you see that one? It did like a front flip.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
It was hilarious.
See ya.
It's like, whoa.
And I mean, this is all cats, right?
Yeah. These are just cats.
No
There's
other
nothing
animals.
else.
It doesn't even look like they're playing the same clip over and over again. It's just
No,
these
there's
are all
tons
different
of
cats.
different
There's so
cats.
many different cats. People just think it's so funny.
And this is actually got 20.5 million views.
Yes, cats versus
They're
cucumbers
just
is
so
hilarious.
funny.
Because cats are like snake.
Wow.
And it causes them to fall into their.
You didn't see it.
Whoa.
Yeah, some of them react less than
It's like,
others.
I can't
You're just
move
like,
anyway.
It's like back away slowly.
Oh, it's a little kitty. Oh, the
Cat
big
in the
kitty's gonna get
background.
scared.
They mess up their food trays.
The other cat's like, what in the world
It's
are you scared of?
hilarious.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
There's a longer one that's like 12 minutes.
It's actually that one right there.
Yeah.
That's the longer one, but it showed more than just like ever.
Yeah, so if you're just tuning in right now, welcome. We actually have changed the name of the show today to accompany my two daughters, Kat and Susie.
Susie.
Yeah. And so normally they live in Oklahoma, but they spend summers here, which I think is the best part of North Carolina. They don't get to they're off on spring break right now.
Yeah.
And so we want you to know, if you're tuning in and this is your first time, welcome. Usually this is an adult show, but today this is me encouraging my children to branch out and do more things.
Mm-hmm.
And we also encourage you to do those types of things with your kids too.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you're tuning in, obviously you're on YouTube right now. You go over to the right-hand side, scroll all the way down to the bottom, and what'll happen is you'll see a little thing that says live chat, and you can talk to us right now.
Cats and cucumbers.
And so we've got a bunch of people talking to us. We also have their mother.
Mm-hmm.
I bet she's gonna try that on our cats. It probably won't work though.
Likely.
Cats and cucumbers.
Yeah.
So if you want to chat with us, we'll pop you up on the screen. We'll make sure everybody can see what you got to say, unless you have something rude to say. And normally we wouldn't care about that, but today we will. And so right now we're just giggling at cats and cucumbers, trying to figure out what it is about a cucumber that
I believe they from what I've heard, they think that it's a snake and they get scared. They're like, oh,
that has
no,
got to be the
snake.
shortest snake in the entire world.
I know. Mom says we have to try.
Yeah, we're gonna have to try.
Who do you think?
Well, definitely film it and I'll put it on the show. You know what I mean?
I feel like Caitlin's cat is gonna react
Reese's?
more.
Yeah, my cat would probably
What's
react.
your cat's name?
Reese's.
Like a Reese's
Because it has like the brown and brownish colors. Susan's
like
name
the
is
orange,
Skittles,
black.
but it's not like rainbow or anything. It's orange.
I just thought it would be so funny.
Should have named it Butterfingers.
Yeah.
You should
Yeah.
have named
Well,
it
if you're
Butterfingers.
catching us after this show is no longer live, you can always go to apexarttalk@gmail.com and send us a video, message, anything you really want. And normally we're a tattoo shop, but we're not going to talk about tattoos today. We're going to talk about a different form of art. So if you have a tattoo question, you can always go to apextattoofactory.com. And if you can't watch us, you can always go to SoundCloud. We're ATF Art and Entertainment Talk. And so right now we're just trying to laugh it up, trying to make your Thursday a little bit better. And I think Miss Susie had something on the line. What's coming up next here?
It's hamsters spinning out of control.
Okay.
So what happens in this? Can you tell me?
There's like 2 hamsters running on the wheel, and then one like starts just like going, and it gets stuck on the bar.
Let's
and
pop this up here.
Funny.
Okay, so there's 2 of them. He got stuck.
Whoa.
Like that.
It looks like my old hamster, Ralphie.
It looks like Ralphie.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Looks like the same wheel too.
Man.
That was filmed at a Texas PetSmart.
Yeah.
Look at him. He's trying to.
Whoa.
Every time he gets up, he gets knocked back down.
He's like, I claimed the wheel.
Sure, but it was funny.
He was trying to make it
That
look
was
like
short,
nothing
but that was
happened.
cool.
And it's called He Was Tossed Around Like a Pile of Laundry.
And oh, this is gonna be good.
Wig.
Our next one is
Wig.
babies.
No,
Oh, wait.
it's not. It's that one.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
the babies.
It's a
I was
wig.
looking at the wrong thing.
Wig.
Wig. What even is wig? I'm
We're
so
gonna have to
confused.
search
So we've got more coming up for you, and
Yeah.
definitely the laughs are not over. We're only about half.
You
We're
want me to
only
tell them what
about
it is?
halfway through the show right now, so we'll just continue doing what we're doing, and we're about to show you what happens when you give babies a lemon.
This is
For the
them trying
first
it for the first time. So
Some
they don't
of
know
them
what to-
react bad, some of them react good.
What do you think? It's drooling so much.
He's like, Dad, that
What in
was.
the world?
He's like, no, I don't want more.
It's like that was the worst thing I've ever tried.
He's so cute.
So I just want to tell you guys, when you laugh really loud, you got to kind of back away from the mic,
Yeah.
because what it does is it spikes the meter over here.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh goodness.
Is it
It's like, I don't want this, I want more.
You want it or you force
That's how I look like every morning without lemons.
Oh, she's taking a good bite of that.
Yeah. So sour.
we should like record this and put our own commentary on it.
I know, right? What is this? Mm.
That one's okay. Susie used to love lemons.
Yeah.
It's so sour. I love when babies stick out. They're like, that's a lime. That's a lime.
He liked it actually.
Yeah, that one didn't have much of a reaction, except like it was just like.
I think he's not sure how to react.
Yeah.
He's putting it up to his ear.
He's calling someone. Like, ew, what was that?
It's like, oh,
why did you just speak?
Mom, why would you do that?
I don't like it. Oh. Oh. Oh.
I don't like it, Mom.
This makes my face angry. Ooh.
What did you just give me, Mom?
Where do you guys find this stuff?
We just went on YouTube and I suggested something with babies, and that was one of the first.
So just so you guys know who are tuning in, I gave free reign to my daughters to make this show today, and I think they did a pretty good job here. Babies and Lemons is pretty funny.
Yeah. Oh, it's so cute. Oh, it's so cute. Oh. No.
He's like, leg out.
Just like, no.
I remember the first time we gave our sister lemons. It was hilarious.
Oh, that was awesome.
She's so cute. She's like, you guys are playing with
Okay, let's do this. You look so excited. Oh.
Oh, nope, I don't like that. I don't like it. Get away from me.
Get away. Get away.
Get away from me. That's all.
Oh,
All
that was
right.
funny.
That was interesting.
To me, that was very, very funny.
I think there are some parents out there that need to be nice to their kids.
Yes.
That is horrible.
What was I like when
It's
I
like
tried my
cats
first
and
lemon?
cucumbers, but
It's
babies
like
and
still
lemons.
playing, even though I cut it off.
Yeah.
It's like
There we
cats
go.
and cucumbers, except babies and lemons.
So it was kind of ironic last night when we were going through, because you guys have never done a show.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, part of this is we got to find something that's trending, right?
Yeah.
And the number one trending thing was something that I used to watch when I was a kid, and that was Mr. Rodgers.
I think there's going to be a new movie about it going to theaters
Well,
soon.
let's definitely check it out.
Yep.
So this is number one trending on YouTube right now. And this is what I watched when I was a kid.
A television program for children made its unauspicious debut on station WQED in Pittsburgh. Its host, Fred Rodgers.
Mr. Rodgers?
Yeah.
I want to tell you something.
What would you like to tell?
I like you.
I like you, my dear. Thank you very much for telling me that.
If you take all of the elements that make good television and do the exact opposite, you have Mr. Rodgers' Neighborhood. Low production values, simple set, unlikely star. Yet, it worked.
Hello. I've always felt that I didn't need to put on a funny hat or jump through the hoop to have a relationship with a child.
He was always trying to get a message across in every show.
A week on death.
What does assassination mean?
On divorce.
Some people get married, and after a while, they're so unhappy that they don't want to be married anymore.
He was radical. I know everyone says that, but he was radical.
They didn't want black people to come and swim in their swimming pools. My being on the program was a statement for Fred.
A neighborhood was a place where, at times that you felt worried, scared, unsafe, would take care of you.
He had a singular vision of kindness and love.
Love is at the root of everything. All learning, all relationships, love or the lack of it. Children have very deep feelings, just the way everybody does. There must be times when you do feel blue. I'm not feeling blue right now, though.
Me neither.
Won't you be my neighbor? Well, I suppose it's an invitation. It's an invitation for somebody to be close to you. The greatest thing that we can do is to help somebody know that they're loved and capable of loving.
Won't you please, won't you please, please won't you be
My neighbor. I remember that.
Oh, that's nice.
I think that we're missing a lot of that these days in TV and stuff. Everything's so bad and negative. And this, believe it or not, like how he was saying, like it was the first time that they were bringing, you know, people of darker complexion together and saying, hey, won't you be my neighbor too?
Yeah, that's nice.
And I think a lot of people need to realize that, you know, some of the stuff that they're saying on the news nowadays wasn't like it was back then. And a lot of people were misinformed, and so Mr. Rodgers tried to get to the kids, and that's where it starts, you know? And when you get to the kids, you can change a generation. And so that show, I think I watched that every day.
Nice.
And that was on the public broadcasting station. That was one of the free stations. So no matter what, as long as you had an antenna on your TV or an antenna on your house, you could watch it. And you know who else was on that station?
Didn't you say Bob Ross?
Bob Ross. Yeah. He just
He's a really cool artist too.
You know, and you guys actually got a chance to watch all his episodes because they put them back up on Netflix. But Mr. Rodgers was definitely a cool dude. So it's awesome that hit #1.
Didn't he also appear on like Sesame Street too? At
Oh,
one
yeah.
point? He appeared
Yeah.
on Sesame Street at one point, which was really
With Big
cool.
Bird and Snuffleupagus.
Yeah.
I was always so scared of Snuffleupagus.
His eyelashes
Snuffleupagus.
It was,
his
I just
eyelashes
he
just like dangle everywhere. It
he
looks
just
so
gave me
weird.
an uneasy feeling. I just didn't like. His eyelids
And his
he looked
eyeballs
so
are, like,
unnatural.
so
I just didn't
big.
like it.
You want to see another show that I used to watch when I was a kid?
Yeah, sure. Well, out of the Sesame Street characters, Susan, what would you say would be your favorite?
I don't know.
For me, my favorite was always Big Bird. Elmo was just annoying. Fraggle Rock.
Yeah. Here we go. This used to be my favorite show, and this is going to be a little embarrassing for me, but let's see.
Fraggle Rock.
Yeah, this is Fraggle Rock.
Fraggle Rock.
Oh, I turned it down. Oops. And it was like this secret bunch of little tiny bugs that talked, and they made stuff out of sugar. They made like their building out of sugar, and they lived in the trash pile outside.
I know what this is. I know what this is. I know the theme. I know what this is.
I'm pretty sure Grandma could really embarrass me on this, because I'm telling you what, we used to fight about whether she was going to watch soap operas or I was going to watch Fraggle Rock. Okay, that's probably good enough. I'm officially embarrassed. Okay, blushing over here.
Just because you liked an old kids show doesn't mean you have to be so embarrassed about it.
Well, I mean, it's old. I mean,
kind of
there was
weird.
no HD. There was some guy with a puppet on his hand doing that. And that's what we had.
They build out of
Pretty
sugar
much
and live
Sesame Street.
in the garbage.
And so, again, I didn't realize that we had kind of picked the same story twice, but the Maryland shooter was #4.
Just turned off.
Hold on 1 second. And this was the specific trending video. We don't have sound. What's going on here? No, it's not us.
That's not us.
So I don't
We can't hear
know
anything.
what's going on. Alright, well, we didn't want to hear about that depressing stuff anyway.
Yeah. We'd already
And
talked
so,
about
Wig.
Wig is
Wig.
What?
I don't even know what it means.
So we've got a funny one for you and an
My
unexpected
name is
one.
Noah Davis. I'm
Yeah,
from
here we go.
Royal, Arkansas, and I'm 18 years old. Wow. Wig, okay. Wig, did you just say
Wig.
wig? Yes.
I know.
Wig.
Wig. I feel that already.
I don't even
What is wig? What is wig?
No, it's not your language. It's just for us.
What
Wig.
is
We're on-
wig?
Come on, man.
Does anybody that is on the chat know what wig means?
If you do, put it in the
Noah?
chat.
Yes, sir.
Please.
You're blushing
know.
just a wee bit. You think
I
so?
know.
All right, but it's precious. Great.
Thank you.
You got Katie smiling.
Yeah, I just want to know a little bit about your life because I think you're great.
I grew up on a little farm, but I felt like, the city's calling me. I'm a city
Sure is.
person, and so it's been awesome being here in LA. This is my first time in LA.
Is it all that you kind of dreamed it would be?
All I wanted it to be and more.
Of
It's
course.
great.
What would be the first thing you would do if you win American Idol?
I would buy an alpaca. Or multiple. Lots of them.
Honestly, that would be
Why?
Susan, though.
They're adorable.
They're
No, I'll
Go
get
home and
llamas.
YouTube alpacas running, and you'll understand.
Oh,
You'll
that's
want one
kind of
too.
cute.
This is like
They're
your
so derpy.
American dream. You're going to sing your heart out for
They're
months,
so fluffy.
and all you want is an alpaca?
Well, I mean, I want other things, but like on the top of the list is an alpaca.
The top of the list is an
Yeah.
alpaca.
So like the alpaca can experience the rest of it with
Boy's
me.
got his priorities
You
in
know
mind.
what? An alpaca chased me around a friend of mine's backyard, and I was done with the alpaca. It scared me to death.
That sounds actually wonderful.
Well, I'm ready for my wig to go flying
I hope it does go flying.
out of this room.
I hope it does. I'm gonna sing "Stay" by Rihanna. Play
Wig.
some piano for y'all.
Wig.
So are y'all ready?
Ready?
Okay.
You're not going to let me know what wig means? All right.
Y'all ready?
Wig.
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 I'm ready.
Wig.
How long it was the fever?
Mind blown.
Yep.
Did you expect that voice?
Nope.
One
Honestly.
bit.
This kid is amazing.
Honestly, though.
I said, show me someday.
Wow.
She said, if you dare, come a little closer. Around and around and around and around we go. Oh, now tell me now, tell me now, tell me now you know. Not really sure how to feel about it. It's something in the way you move, and it makes me feel like I can't live without you. Yeah, it takes me all the way. I want you to stay. I said I want you to stay. Oh, stay, 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 stay.
He's hitting all the notes.
That is awesome, though.
Amazing.
That is awesome.
I
Let's go
didn't.
hug this
As
gentleman.
country as this kid was, I did not see that
I
coming.
know, right?
Okay.
He is amazing artist.
Thought he would be like one of
really-
those people that thought
I mean,
they could
really?
sing, but then like everybody else.
Really?
Yeah,
Thought
I
they
mean, you
couldn't.
can tell that their minds are blown.
Yeah.
Listen.
Right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Wig. Slow. Out the door. It's in Arkansas.
It's in Arkansas. You don't want it back?
Oh, that's why they said
Wig.
they want to go to Arkansas.
Hey, I don't know what the hell wig means.
Can I say something to you? If you want an alpaca, you can have an alpaca.
You get an alpaca. You get an alpaca. You get an alpaca.
Everybody gets an alpaca.
Yeah, that was freaking amazing.
I still don't know what wig means.
All right, let's see.
His dreams have came
He
true.
got an alpaca.
Well, he's from an alpaca farm in
Oh,
Arkansas.
that makes sense.
Perfect. No, man. He's intimidating.
That's funny.
That was funny.
That was really funny.
All right.
Oh, that's so cool, though. I really was not expecting
The official
that.
American Idol YouTube channel.
That's really cool.
Okay, so we didn't need that extra commentary. But
Did anybody say anything about what wig means?
yeah, let's see if our studio audience
knows what wig means.
Let's see.
I should have recorded it.
Oh, your mom said bye.
Oh, she tried the lemon juice
She
thing.
wanted to taste it. Same reaction.
Nice.
I gotta get
Mom's
back
at work.
to
She was
work,
watching us
guys.
from work. Oh,
Yeah.
that's
She must have been on break.
Oh, that's awesome.
Somebody must have sent her a message and told her you'd be on the air. Wonder who'd that be.
I wonder.
So we're asking everybody today, what does wig mean?
Seriously, I need to know. If
know.
it has Katy Perry saying it, I want to.
I'll turn the iPad so because I've really, like, I don't know what wig means. So
Yeah.
Yes.
let's turn the Wi-Fi
Someone
on.
on this,
You want me to
the
search it up
video
for
we
you?
just watched, said someone drove me to Arkansas so I can find her wig.
Wait, what?
In the comments below, what were you saying? It said.
Someone said that since she said she threw her wig to Arkansas, someone said,
You said
"Bring
Katy
me to
Perry needs to go to Arkansas
yeah,
and find her
bring me
wig
to Arkansas so I can find her wig."
and sell it on eBay, right?
Yeah, and so I can sell it on eBay.
Wig is a term used to describe when someone does something, in their opinion, that is so good that they go bald.
So basically, it's saying your mind has just been blown, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
So there you go,
Wig.
wig.
That we're just gonna be saying wig all the time.
Yep.
Alright,
Wig.
Wig.
All right.
What do we got? What do we got next?
Stole my drink.
So Kat here decided she was gonna take on the art section. And so I'm gonna let you start this off.
Alrighty. So the art style that I have decided to talk about today is chibi, which is pretty much a cuter version of anime or manga, whichever one you choose. And so I guess we have some videos here of like how to draw chibi, different types of chibi.
Hey guys, it's Nautica and I'm
Oops,
back with
that's a
another
little
video. So
loud.
today is
That's very
kind
loud.
of a different video. This is
There we go.
Yeah.
So what do we got here? She's showing you how to draw.
Yep, she's starting with the base, which is just a circle, so you can get the shape of the head on there. So basically,
Why don't you? Because I'm confused right now. What is a chibi?
It's basically like if you were to take an anime character and shrink everything but the head. That's what
So it's like a bobblehead.
Yeah, it's basically an exaggerated, really small and cute version of an anime character.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's actually kind of cool. That's like the art style that I'm using currently.
And do you have some examples for us?
I do have an example. If you would like to show that to the camera, I was doing
Okay,
like
we
a
have-
punk person and a pastel person.
That's pretty
I'm
impressive there, Missy.
in progress. It's pretty much just a cute little person and with a big head.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome right there. And you have other examples, or?
No, that's like the only pretty finished drawing that I have at the moment. So
Okay.
everything else I just like threw away or not
Just to kind of test the waters, see if you guys like this kind of video.
Well, I definitely think that is a cool form of art.
It
And
is.
as a person who's, learning to be a tattoo artist, I bet that by the time you're 18 that people are actually going to be wanting to get these tattooed.
Yeah, it's really simple and really, really cool looking at the same time.
Awesome. So this is a little bit long on the video side, so what we're going to do is she is taking her time drawing this, so we're going to speed her up a little bit. Believe it or not, she is really drawing that fast. She said, I'm not fast forwarding this.
Oh, wow. That's really fast. I can't even draw that fast. She's just drawing like a bunch of different poses for it and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
And I think that's awesome that you can do this, Caitlin.
Yeah.
Because I have the hardest time drawing bodies.
Yeah.
Bodies are like always really tough for me.
And for chibi, it doesn't always look like that. Like mine doesn't have like that little bump for the cheek. Mine just like has the normal face shape, just a little bit more round and just a little short.
So
body and
like
stuff.
would you say that you combine manga and chibi?
Pretty much, yeah. Like
I just like the way that word rolls off your tongue. Chibi.
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 Wig.
Wig.
and chibi.
Ah, yeah.
Wig.
So I think the next one that you had picked out was it's a better version, right?
Yeah,
It's a more
it's a-
in-depth, detailed version.
In the video, I believe she is drawing, she/he, whoever's drawing the picture, is drawing a character. Oh wait, no, this is Deadpool. My bad.
Yeah.
This guy, he draws Deadpool, but he only uses Sharpie, which is really cool. I've actually tried to do that, and it's really hard.
Yeah,
I
because you
think
can't erase it.
right, and I
Yeah.
think I used to draw in pen. When I decided I was gonna be a tattoo artist, I basically threw away the pencils and started drawing with pen because
Yeah.
as a tattoo artist, it's not that tattoo artists don't screw up. It's just that you'll never know.
Yeah.
Because they can fix whatever it is, and that's what makes tattoo artists good.
Yeah, and it's really risky because if you get to like the last part and then you mess up with Sharpie, you would have to start all the way back over.
Yeah, or fix it. You know what I mean? Sometimes as an artist, you're the hardest on yourself.
Mhm.
I have old drawing books where I used to write cuss words in it every time I thought I messed it up. And it took me the longest time to realize to myself that I just needed to finish it.
Yeah.
Because the outline always looks kind of sketchy.
That's
you know what I mean?
That's me though. Like if the outline doesn't look right, I'm not going to finish it. I'm like, nope, I messed up. I have to try again. And that's why I have a lot of unfinished pictures because I just
then
give
let
up.
me encourage you. Next time you say that, just take my word for it and finish it.
All right.
And I bet you'll be impressed.
Mhm. Yeah, this guy here, his name is Cartooning for Kids How to Draw. I think I said that into the
Yeah,
mic.
that's the channel.
Yeah, that's the channel name if you want to go check him out. He does a lot of characters in chibi. He had a Black Panther, Baby Groot, Ghostface from
Halo,
Halo.
Batman.
He even the one I had tried to do was a Five Nights at Freddy's character, and I failed miserably at it because I cannot draw with Sharpie to save my life.
Okay, well this is a little long and we're kind of running low on time here, so we're gonna quickly go through these.
Yep.
And this is really cool. So if you cartooning for kids, and he's gonna teach you how to draw really cool action figure style chibis.
Yep. He has all sorts of cool stuff.
The Gru one doesn't even look like a chibi; it looks like Gru.
Yeah. Honestly. Because that's
And
just how
let's see
Baby
if we
Groot
can get
looks.
to the part where he starts coloring it.
I don't. Oh yeah, I think he does color it at one point. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't think I've actually.
We went to full screen. How did we do that?
No. You clicked
Oops.
theater mode.
I'm making it worse.
Click the.
Oh, stop.
Click the theater mode. Yeah, that's what you clicked. There you go.
There, now it's back for you. All
And
right,
then,
and then let's go to the end here. See if we can get a full color picture.
Thanks
for watching.
There you go.
Nice. And see, you can do Batman, Superman, all sorts of different things.
And our very last one is a really, really good one.
Yeah,
he
very
puts a ton of detail, and he also does it with marker.
Yeah. I believe it is a character from, I think it's a Super Saiyan thingy.
So we're gonna go through this one relatively quickly as well.
Yeah.
This guy, he starts with a box.
Yeah, he tried to use the box
he
as
had
like a
so
reference
much
for the face.
detail though at the end.
Yeah, that's a lot of detail for a chibi drawing. Like, it doesn't look like it right now, but once he starts coloring with marker, it gets really detailed. Let's see, it's pretty much just a smaller, more exaggerated-ish look to it.
Yeah, the head.
His head is big, but his other features are really
just
small.
His hair is bigger than his body.
Yeah, the head's usually exaggerated.
And so for everybody catching this on SoundCloud, this guy is drawing like this fierce-looking character who looks like he's either running forward or about to punch somebody.
I believe he's about to super punch somebody. I think his name is Vegeta. I don't know how to pronounce
Super
that. But
Saiyan
Super
Blue.
Saiyan. Super Saiyan Blue. Yeah.
And now he's coloring it in with marker.
And he's putting a lot of good detail using just markers to detail it,
Yeah.
which is really cool.
When it gets to the hair, it gets so detailed.
I need to know what kind of markers those are. I need to.
Yeah, those look like they're good for detail and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Moving on to the hair.
Starts on the hair.
Yeah, he's just taking a character from a normal anime and making
Let's
it.
fast forward this a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cool
Wow.
part.
He's adding all the details to the
So
face.
cool.
His hair looks really cool. Getting all
Yeah.
that shading and stuff into it, which looks really cool, by the way.
Very professional looking.
Yes, very, very professional. Has all the good details, making it look like realistic while keeping that chibi form.
Oh wow, now he's making him look like he's charged with electricity.
And I believe that's exactly how it works in the show. When they get mad, they charge and like this big thing forms around them that looks like electricity.
Yeah.
Like the main
Like
character.
energy.
Like Goku, his hair's originally black, but when he gets mad, that energy forms and his hair turns blonde.
Oh dang.
He's using the force.
I don't
So
think that's
yeah,
really the
he's
force,
definitely charging this guy up.
Yep. But like
That really makes it too. That kind of background that he's
Yeah.
doing there.
making all the charges look really detailed too.
And I'm pretty sure he just skipped and used a pastel.
Yeah.
So that he could blend it with his finger.
Yeah.
And get that dark to light fade going.
That sort of energy-ish thing, and then sparkles. And that looks really awesome.
That is impressive. So
Very.
here we've given you every form that you need to draw a chibi. Thank you, Kat. And we are pretty much about out of time. We ask you guys to stick around because they've also picked a really good inspirational video for you guys to watch at the end. And as always, you know, we're a tattoo shop. You can find us at apextattoofactory.com. Well, at least my portfolios, and hopefully in the future their portfolios will be on there. And as always, come visit us. We're also an art gallery, so you can come here and you know, if Caitlin ever finishes a picture, we'll hang it on the wall and we'll try and sell it. But if you guys are catching us after hours and you wanted to add to the conversation or maybe have a topic for next week, we will be addressing Monday what happened at the town council meeting. But I had an opportunity to let my daughters write the show today, and I gotta say, you did an impressive job today.
Thank you.
So let's check our chat real quick before we
close it out.
Yeah. Hey, Miss Erin. Oh,
Hello.
look who that is.
I see
with
that.
the T.
Mhm.
It's Uncle Tom.
Hello.
Well, thanks for everyone for joining in today and watching the show. This was the special edition Apex Art and Entertainment Kid Radio today. And hopefully when they come for the summer, we might just rotate out and I'll do the show on Mondays and Thursdays, and you guys can pick a day where you guys can just do the show and I won't even be here to interrupt.
That would be cool.
You think you'd want to do that?
Yes, I would definitely. This is
Well,
really.
you're
this is a lot
definitely
of
built.
fun.
You guys are built for it because you did a fantastic job today.
This is a
so
ton of fun. That would be
definitely
really cool
give
to do
yourself a
this.
pat on the back. And last but not least, you can always catch us if you can't watch us on ATF Art and Entertainment Talk on SoundCloud. So definitely check that out. And yeah, thanks for joining us. And we are gonna leave you off with an inspirational video. So
Bye.
let's see what you guys have for us today.
By the one and only kid president, which apparently I'm the only one who knows who he is. Even though they show it in school all the time.
Let's see. Here we go. All right, you guys have a great day. Thanks for joining us.
See ya.
I think we all need a pep talk. The world needs you to stop being boring. Yeah, you. Boring is easy. Everybody can be boring, but you're gooder than that. Life is not a game, people. Life isn't a cereal either. Well, it is a cereal. And if life is a game, aren't we on the same team? I mean, really, right? I'm on your team. Be on my team. This is life, people. You got air coming through your nose. You got heartbeat. That means it's time to do something. A poem. Two roads diverged in the woods, and I took the road less traveled. It hurt, man! Really bad. Rocks, thorns, and glass. My parts broke. Wah! Not cool, Robert Frost. But what if there really were two paths? I want to be in the one that leads to awesome. It's like that dude Journey said, don't stop believing, unless your dream's stupid. Then you should get a better dream. I think that's how it goes. Get a better dream and keep going. Keep going, and keep going. Will Michael Jordan have quit? Well, he did quit. No, he retired. Yeah, he retired. But before that, in high school, what if he quit when he didn't make the team? He would have never made Space Jam. And I love Space Jam. What will be your Space Jam? What will you create will make the world awesome? Nothing if you keep sitting there. That's why I'm talking to you today. This is your time. This is my time. It's our time. We can make every day better for each other. If we're all on the same team, let's start acting like it. We got work to do. We can cry about it, or we can dance about it. We were made to be awesome. Let's get out there. I don't know everything. I'm just a kid. But I do know this. Because everybody's doing to give the world a reason to dance. So get to it. You've just been pep talked. Create something that will make the world awesome. Play ball.